Hello, everybody. It's my second reading of this because, again, I came up with a chipmunk voice first time round. Sorry about that for anyone who's had it displayed on their telephone or portable device. This is a poem called Number, dedicated to my son, who came to see me yesterday on two topics. One is that my poems were particularly miserable and depressing, and secondly, that he couldn't understand why someone who proclaims to be something of a mathematician also claims to be something of a poet. And amongst my stack of poems I wrote while I was in prison, I've got one called Number, which actually links both of these ideas together. So there we are. That will teach anyone to come and talk to me about anything, because I'll always manage to find a poem about it. So now you will have to suffer this poem called Number, which is supposed to be vaguely humorous, I might add, and is also aimed at people who've done mathematics, let's say up to O-level level. Number. Number is a concept that really counts, and one that's vastly underrated. Most numbers we use are relatively small. Those we don't may seem complicated. Even zero to most people means nothing. Yet in its absence, no logic exists. Often defined as the opposite of something, from its everyday use we cannot desist. For something is a quantity indefinite. It might be a number that's complex, and it might or might not be finite, contrary to human reflex. For all numbers are in reality complex, but their imaginary parts may be naught. The truth is most often neglected before comprehension is sought. All complex numbers have a real part, which again to zero may be equal. Their understanding is both science and art, and there follows many a logical sequel. An imaginary number has no real component, and the inverse is true we feel. But when raised to imaginary power, the result can be surprisingly real. When zero is divided by nothing, the result is a known unknown. This uncertainty may be disconcerting, but the truth is most easily shown, for zero multiplied by a finite expression has an infinitesimal solution. So by logical, legitimate inversion, we can prove this profound proposition. When solving some cubic equations, complex numbers become essential, as do trigonometric relations, how Pythagoras has proved providential. The number of infinities is infinite, and there are infinities of different dimensions. For example, the number of points in a line is greater than all natural extensions. But infinity is not just a number. It can be a quasi-religious thing that arouses philosophers from slumber and causes church choirs to sing. We give numbers to all that we own, and measure what others possess, to ensure that our relative wealth is known and to announce our rate of success. When nothing is added to something, that something remains as before. Anything multiplied successively by one will stay as it is forevermore. A finite taken from its infinite brother yields an infinite number that's less. But an infinite number taken from another leaves an undefined mathematical mess. To count the grains of sand on a beach, you need to count faster than their production. For a number beyond calculation's reach is incapable of finite reduction. Even the notion of negative number has posed problems for the church, but science has shown its domination and left the dubious again in the lurch. Infinity and complex have done the same. Literal believers are completely discarded, incapable of finding someone to blame, for their thinking is so clearly retarded. By the time you have read this drivel, whatever your intellectual pretension, someone out there will have started to snivel beyond all rational comprehension. Thank you very much. Hope some of you at least laughed. Bye-bye.